What's going on, you guys? It's your Huggable Hipster here, and welcome back to another episode of Psychologically Gaming with your Psycho Gaming Analyst, Huggable Hipster. I just improv that. Totally going off script here. I have a question though, for all my tea lovers out there. Have you guys ever had just that amazing cup of tea? Like, it's so nice and warm. It's like filling my very cold soul with its warmth, you know? But we're not here to talk about tea. Well, not the kind that you drink, at least. We're here to talk about Among Us. It's such a popular game. This game is so effing popular lately. It came out in 2018 for Android and iOS and has just been booming. It has been booming off the market lately, and I'm just so proud of the company. This was actually a video idea given to me by Midnight, somebody who watches my videos. So hi Midnight, if you're watching. This is a really good idea of where she proposed the topic of why do people choose to be the killer in video games, not just Among Us. She used that as one of the examples that I could use, but in particular, like within any video game, why do we choose to be the killer? Which I don't think you can choose to be the killer. I haven't played Among Us yet with anybody, so I don't know, but I don't believe you can choose to actually be the killer in the game Among Us. Let me know down in the comments below. And I was thinking about this for quite some time, and it really kind of interests me, and I never quite thought about it before, why a lot of us choose to be the killer. And the first thing, after sitting down for a while and really thinking about this, my thoughts and my conclusions are that we kind of want to play God. We want to be the thing that takes out other things, because in a video game, we are given this role, this kind of alternate reality, if you will. We go into it, we're thinking, okay, we can't get arrested, we can't get killed. Well, we can get killed, but we just reboot. If you were to commit an act of arson, if you were to strangulate someone, if you were to do something really, really, really bad, you would be given the appropriate sentence in which you would deserve that punishment for said action, if that makes sense. So in reality, we're playing out the things that we could never do in real life. Now, it's when that line is crossed and the person goes cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs that you actually get someone who uses video games as an inspiration for their violent acts and their crimes. That's when things start to get a little bit hazy. It's such a small population that does that, though, but whenever I think about it, I'm thinking, wow, people want to act out the thing that A, they're too scared to do, and B, they don't want to do. And plus, we get to live in this kind of like imaginary world in which we are in the driver's seat, right? And we get to be in this fantastical place where, gravity isn't an issue. You could fall off a cliff and then we get rebooted and restarted back to the original point in which you were before. There's so many different examples that I could give of so many different games. I mean, there's Hitman, there's Red Dead Redemption 2, there's Among Us, there's Overwatch even. Overwatch, such a simplistic, first-person perspective shooter. So since you're playing a video game, right, and your mind realizes that, oh, okay, I'm playing the killer, this kind of gets muted out, Like, this kind of option in your id, ego, super ego, trinity going on over here, it kind of like mutes itself out and says, okay, I know what I'm doing right now isn't actually real, so let me continue with this action to the best of my ability because that will please the id. The superego forms the organized part of the personality's structure. It is mainly, but not entirely, unconscious, such as the id is. Now, this is really interesting because the superego actually works in contradiction to the id, so the superego will act in any way to please society, to go along with societal rules. The superego works to please society, works to be, oh yes ma'am, yes sir, while the id just goes off of pure instant gratification. So you got the, like I said before, you got the id where it's just like, I want this, give this to me now, which is, I want to kill this character, let me kill this character right now. Then you have the ego basically saying, maybe this isn't such a good idea, we can work to balance this out in a way that this pleases you, but it also, doesn't completely hurt the entire world. And then you have the super ego being like, I think not. This is different whenever you're playing a video game, because in the mindset you're working in a fictional universe. So a lot of it gets just pushed to the side and very much like, oh, okay, you know, you're going off of what you're told, like, oh, this isn't real, this isn't going to really hurt me at all, this isn't going to affect my real life in any way, so why should I worry about real life norms and societal contractual issues that I have to abide by? You know, we could get into like different stuff with Freud's concepts on the preconscious, conscious, and unconscious mind, but I feel like that would be an entire video separately on how we think of things consciously, how we preconscientize something as an action we know we're going to do and we're thinking about doing, and something that we do unconsciously. The reason that we are the killers in video games, you know, that we choose to be this, like I said before, simply is because we're doing something that we know we can get away with. You know, we're not doing it because, oh, it's fun to kill things. Like, oh, yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer would be so proud, you know? So it's really interesting to think about, you know, like we're not doing this because, you know, we're born to be killers. We're not born to be evil. We're not inherently evil creatures, human beings, but we are always curious and we're always like, well, you know, it's actually really, really funny because, you know, in our brains set, in our id, which is the unconscious part, we'll think, oh, you know, I could really like kill this person right now. They're being so evil and rude and nasty. And then there are actually people who think that and they go and do those acts. Those people are murderers. Like, there's a difference between someone who thinks it as kind of like either a jokingly or unconscious thought that comes to the conscious forefront of your mind, and then there's a difference between that and the person who actually like commits the acts themselves. So we have to really distinguish those two if we're going to be talking about a subject like this, because I feel like within video games the line can become very blurred, if you know what I mean. You guys, that was it for today's video. If you guys like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe and hit that bell down below, because I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and double uploads on Friday. I could not upload yesterday for personal reasons. I wasn't able to. But as a second video for today, we are going to be doing a live stream, just going to be chilling with you guys. Happy Saturday, happy everything. We're just going to be vibing out. But stay casually nerdy, you guys, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.